One code that you live by.
One code that I live by. Oh gosh. I'm a big golfer, and Tiger Woods has this quote that says, if you can't laugh at yourself, then who can you laugh at? And I always just try to laugh at myself because I'm silly, or sometimes I take myself too seriously. And sometimes just like laughing at myself helps me feel better.
One book that you've gifted the most to others.
Man, I should start gifting books to people. I don't really gift books to to people. I guess I've gifted this one book a few times to people. It's called Built to Sell. It's the book that changed my life and took me from running like a $12,000 to $15,000 a month agency to a $120,000 plus a month agency. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for this book. And I've recommended it to every single agency owner and bought it for a few agency owners as well.
So nice. One productivity hack you wish you knew earlier.
Oh gosh, man, I run Growth Hacks Weekly, not Productivity Hacks Weekly. Although I should start Productivity Hacks Weekly. One productivity hack. Oh, this is easy, I guess. I only take calls on Tuesday. Like today's Tuesday. I don't schedule any calls Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I only take calls on Tuesdays. And it has drastically changed my life. I know that not everyone can do that. I'm in a kind of a unique stage in my career and in my life where for now this is working great. But if you're an entrepreneur and if you don't require being on the phone all day, every day, I can't recommend moving all of your calls to one day and being very strict with yourself and with your team and with your family and with everybody about Tuesdays are my work day, and that frees me up the rest of the week to do a bunch of other stuff.
Nice. Max, you also talk a lot about personal branding. So one personal branding tip you want to give to everybody out there?
Niche down. I wish I picked a more specific niche than marketing. I never, like, everyone always says like, you need to niche. I even preach it to my clients, and I'm a hypocrite because I wish I picked ads or SEO or funnels or copywriting, but I can't bring myself to do that because I really believe that my skill set and the message that I have to share with people is marketing and marketing as a whole. But the more niche you are, the easier it is to grow fast, the easier it is to monetize, and the easier it is to create content too. All of the people who have grown the fastest on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, they all are super, super, super specific niche. Example being Dave Gearhart. He grew to like 100,000 LinkedIn followers in just a couple of years, all in the back of B2B SaaS marketing. Justin Welsh has bajillion followers across everything. I'm sure you know him. His niche is helping people make their first $1 or $100,000 online. Chase Diamond, email marketing, specifically mostly for e-commerce brands. Super specific. Easier it is to grow fast, and easier it is to monetize. Like even now for my newsletter, if I only ran an e-commerce newsletter, I'd make significantly more money. If I only ran a SaaS newsletter, I would make significantly more money. I just can't bring myself to do it. So niche down, very, very, very specific. I help XYZ people accomplish XYZ results.
So nice. I keep saying this, that, every marketing advice sort of starts with find your niche. It's really.
Yeah, but like not just niche, like marketing's too broader. I see a lot of people that are like, oh, I found my niche. It's like fitness. Like, no, it's yoga, it's weightlifting, it's like yoga for moms. Like, it's got to be more niche, at least when you're first starting out. You can always go broader. It's way harder to go broad and then narrow. But like I said, I'm a hypocrite. You don't have to do it because I'm doing all right and I'm not that niche. But I fully recognize that I'm a hypocrite and a baby and I can't do it myself. So that's that.
I just saw you applying the Tiger Woods quote you just said.
Gotta laugh at myself. Gotta be able to laugh at myself.
Okay. One newsletter that you open irrespective of what the subject line is.
Harry Dry's marketing newsletter, I think, is the best marketing newsletter out there. He doesn't publish it that often. And I think Alex Garcia does a very similar newsletter, and he publishes it every Thursday. His content's great too. I think those two are fantastic.
And one of your favorite marketers to follow on Twitter?
Oh, that's hard. I have so many friends in the space. I'd have to give a shout out to my friend Philip Rivers at the Phil Rivers. He's really great on like all the content he publishes is just fire. And he has ran a similar size agency to mine, but specifically in the email space, not the ad space. And so his insights are just really, really, really good. So at the Phil Rivers, I think he's almost at like 30,000, maybe just hit 30,000 followers.
Got it. And this last one is a little strategic, and I have to ask this, but I also genuinely want to know, which is, do you repurpose your content, and have you tried it? What's worked for you there?
Yeah, I've tried it. Not too much success with it, but I need to get better at it. So I have my virtual assistant, or I used to have my virtual assistant take all of my tweets, screenshot them, and post them on LinkedIn and Instagram. And I used to have her also take all my TikToks and repost them on Instagram Reels. I think like you really just need to be creating native content for each platform, and you need to be posting a lot more often and engaging with the audience. And so just like screenshotting tweets and posting them on LinkedIn or Twitter, or sorry, screenshotting tweets and posting them on LinkedIn or Instagram is not going to do much for your brand. Being present on all those platforms is and are. So yeah, I need to get better at it. A lot of people half-ass it. They don't create content native for the platform. And if I were to do it, I need to just start doing it right.
Max just spoke about content repurposing, and I, within a minute, will tell you what it is and how we can help you. Don't skip to this part because it's just a minute long and maybe it might be really helpful to you. So content repurposing is basically this magic where one piece of content can help you generate more pieces of content for different platforms. So for example, I recorded this long form podcast with Max. Now we will make clips which can go on Twitter. We can make micro clips which can go on LinkedIn. We can make a carousel which can go on Instagram. We can make a quote which can go on Twitter, on Instagram, etc. And we of course have the long form clip which can go on YouTube. Like, there are so many videos, graphics, written content that can be created out of this one 40-minute long conversation. So this is what content repurposing is. And I know it sounds like a lot of work, but we have an army of video editors, content writers, graphic designers, content marketers out there who can help you with this. All you have to do is just dump your content to us and we will be that machine who generates 20-30 pieces out of it. So that's us. That's madfirehq.com. Do check us out. If you think we can help you, just fill the contact form in the website and we do reply to you in 24 hours. I personally do reply to you within 24 hours. So do check us out. It's madfirehq.com. And now off to the episode. And last one again, so from Twitter. I will quickly read out the handle. Okay, this was Dre. His name is Drayson Mahi, at the rate Drayson Mahi. And he asked, what should new marketers learn first?
What should new marketers learn first? The most important skill I actually think is copywriting. If you had to pick a specific skill, I think you should read all of the David Ogilvy books and watch a bunch of YouTube videos about just like David Ogilvy copywriting techniques, but also direct response copywriting is like where I would start as a skill, as like a hard skill. Generally speaking, I think every marketer just starting out should really understand the funnel. And what a funnel is and the different stages of the funnel and how copy changes to the funnel and what different marketing channels are used at different stages of the consumer funnel. So I think hard skill copy and direct response copywriting, and softer skill just funnel architecture, strategy, understanding, knowledge. Yeah.
But when I read your Twitter bio and as much as I know about you, having and building a 7-figure ad agency, having sold it, and also, now actively working towards your brand and everything, I think it's sort of a dream life for a lot of marketers out there. I'm sure it must have been the same for you too a few years back. What is this trajectory of success, or what has wealth sort of changed your perception about life? Like, what is it like on the other side?
It's still just as stressful and annoying. Like, people look at, like, I'm a victim of it, right? Like, I look at other people and they're like, oh, I sold my company for X, or, oh, I built this huge thing that had this huge impact. And I'm like, wow, I wonder what life is like on the other side. Having sold a company myself and been able to take, the better part of a year off, really, besides like a few consulting clients that I work with only on Tuesdays. Life doesn't get all that much easier, as crazy as that sounds, and it doesn't get all that much more fun. You're still trying to accomplish your big life goals, because no matter how big your company is and no matter how much money you sell it for, you're never going to be bored. And you're never going to be satisfied. And you're always going to be thinking of ideas and strategies and things to do and companies you can start and people you could partner with and opportunities. And it doesn't stop. It just gives you a lot more experience to make better decisions, and it gives you more money to invest in, the other projects that you want to do next. So yeah, nothing too crazy. There's nothing really on the other side that's easier. In fact, if anything, I've done significantly more like meditation and therapy and yoga and stretching and everything after selling my company than before, because when you sell your company and you have a little baby tiny mini win, it's like, well, what do I want to do with my life now? And it's an obnoxious comment to say, or some might perceive it as obnoxious, like I can do anything. Yes, that's amazing, but also like there's so many things I want to do, and I don't have the time to do all of it. I don't know which one's going to make me the happiest. I don't know which one's going to make like the biggest impact for the world. And it's a lot. Like it's a lot. I know that you didn't expect that answer, but yeah, it's not like, oh, on the other side, you just have more experiences and more money. That's it.
I get it. I think that's just the blessing and curse of being too ambitious.
Yeah. In some ways, it's the blessing and the curse. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm not complaining by any way, shape, or form. But my friend joked that there should be a podcast or a book about what happens the moment after you sell your business, and how your life changes. Not financially. Everyone wants to know, okay, you bought your mom a house or whatever. Like, no, like that's the fun stuff. Like what actually happens to your cash flow, your business, your credit card statements, what happens to your psyche, what happens to how you spend your time, what happens to the problems that you solve every day. Because at the end of the day, every entrepreneur is a problem solver, right? We're all just solving problems every damn day. And so suddenly you go from having, 100 decisions to make every day and 50 problems to solve every day because your employee doesn't show up on time or the client's unhappy or whatever. You have to make a bunch of decisions and put out a bunch of fires, to like 2 decisions a day. Like, what do I want to wear? So it's a great position to be in. Like I said, I'm not complaining, but there's no preparation for this. And I think entrepreneurs who sell their businesses should be warned that it's not as easy and straightforward. And I'm going to go to Las Vegas and party, as some people make it out to be. Although you can do that. And I did something similar.
You should totally start that podcast.
I can fit it in on Tuesdays. I'll make it.
Cool, Max. I know you're short on time and I totally respect that. So we can end this here. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I know it's an odd time for you. I know it's a Tuesday for you though. But thank you so much for doing this. This was really insightful.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.